This is EDN 301001, Module 2 discussion. Question 1, Part 1. Grades are a very important part of the classroom for students. However, that should not always be the case. Students should be focused on actually understanding the content they are learning and being able to apply it in daily life rather than getting good grades. A lot of students forget the content they learn so they can learn how to get good grades. My grading plan will be based on Bloom's taxonomy. Students will be judged on whether they can meet all the criteria of Bloom's taxonomy. For each quarter, students will be graded on how they remembered, understood, applied, analyzed, and evaluated and created based on the content they learned from that quarter. That way, I, the teacher, can ensure that my students thoroughly learned the content I taught them, and they are not just trying to get good grades and pass the class. I want to make sure my students are actually learning the content. This will allow me to track my students' knowledge of the content. You may think students have no incentive to participate in class discussions because they are not graded on it. Participation and effort are a part of applying yourself in the classroom. If students do not apply themselves in the classroom discussions, then they do not meet all the requirement to pass the class. I think students should be graded on behavior up to a certain grade level. Once students are in middle school, high school, they're 12 to 14 years old. They are becoming preteens, and they should not be graded based on their behavior. That's something that should be focused on in elementary school, where your behavior should be corrected. But in middle school, they should be graded on their knowledge of content. If they exhibit bad behavior, the administration will take it up. Students should not lose points because they are angsty preteens and they already have enough to worry about getting good grades. But that's not what they should have to worry about. They should be focused on learning the content. That's what I believe. All right. Part 2, I chose question number 1. Should you take action if you observe bullying in your classroom or your school? Highlight some of the successful strategies for overcoming bullying. Yes, if bullying occurs in my classroom or my school, I plan to make sure it is stopped. I have no tolerance for bullying in my classroom. I want my classroom to be a safe space for my students to come and learn the content in my class. When I was in middle school, there was a lot of bullies in my school. And my teachers were always active and looking to take care of them and make sure bullying was not occurring in our school. The way I plan to deal with bullying is to be active around my students and to be a figure they can look up to and make them not want to bully other students. If I see bullying occur in the classroom, I'm going to make that student come to my classroom during recess, the bully, to have a one-on-one discussion like adults, because that is how kids want to be treated, like human beings, not underlings. I would talk to the kid about how whatever that the student did was wrong and ask them why they were bullying that other student. Punishment can't be the first resort because that's going to make the bullies, matter at the system that they're getting punished by. You have to make them understand why bullying is wrong, and teach them what they did was wrong.